The IOC's Coordination Commission held a meeting last night with the Brisbane 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games Organising Committee. They said they were very happy with all the briefings they got with plans for the Games. And that, of course, includes a full briefing on the Queensland Government's decision after its independent review to scale back some of the investment and some of the plans for facilities which would make up some of the legacy program. We know that some of the swimmers have been quite forthright in their complaints around the scaling back, hoping, of course, that they would get a legacy venue, a permanent pool, out of the Brisbane 2032 Olympic Games, which doesn't seem like it's on the cards now. But I got to ask a question of Kirsty Coventry, who is the IOC member from Zimbabwe, herself an Olympic gold medal champion from the Olympics, who is the chair of the Coordination Commission, and also Andrew Liveris, who is the chair, president of Brisbane 2032. I just want to ask Kirsty first, because you've had the experience of being an elite athlete, and quite a bit of the criticism that has come out about the review of facilities is that some of the elite athletes feel like they won't be left with their legacy or the best legacy that they could have after an Olympic Games, and the idea that we can't get the best out of the athletes without them being given the best. So how should elite athletes and the Australian Olympic Committee and everybody else involved manage that disconnect, I suppose, between what the tax-paying public would like to see and what elite athletes need and would like to see as part of their achievement and their legacy? And then for Andrew, a question for you, Andrew, is what we're seeing play out here potentially the fact that maybe we don't need full-time organising committees 8 to 10 years out?
Go ahead, Kirsty.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Tracy. And I know you have been along this road with us for a long time, so you'll understand a lot of I think the points that I have to share with you. But at the end of the day, when we're looking at games and games delivery, we always put the athletes at the heart and center of that. And that is very strong from the IOC point of view and with its OCOGs. So no matter what, we will deliver incredible games for all of the athletes, and we will make sure that the fields of play are of world standard, as they are with every edition of the games. Now, that can look in different ways. It is obviously, again, dependent on what the people in the communities want, how the region is growing. That is not something we as the IOC will dictate. That is where we listen and we take the feedback from the different levels of government. But when it comes to the field of play and the sports that will be delivered, whether they are in a temporary venue or in a newly built venue or an existing venue that's had some small upgrades, they will be, they should have no fears that the venues itself will allow them to be their best on those days that they compete. Thank
you. Sorry, give me on mute. Tracy, on your second question, which is the establishment of an OCOG and is it needed 10 years out? I'd say the beauty of a 10-year runway is that people like Cindy and I, when we get recruited, we're business people. We are, and I've said this publicly quite a few times, which is, planning horizons on large-scale projects of any type, certainly those that are based on infrastructure and movement of people, really do need planning horizons so that you don't change things, to one of the earlier questions, 3 or 4 years out. And so what's very important is that we listen very carefully to the delivery of the hard infrastructure, the decisions get made on that, and then the soft infrastructure, which is the human experience, which is the first part of your question, gets delivered at excellence level. And the bar we're setting is nothing short of that. And the delivery of excellence, the athlete experience, the spectator experience in a modern world, which is the 2032, includes digital, includes environmental, includes social, includes inclusion parameters that previous maybe OCOGs didn't have the time to integrate into their planning, and we do. And so this is a no excuses OCOG. We are going to deliver inclusive, sustainable, socially justice based on the 21st century paradigms, and of course digital architectures. We got a question at the COCOM on AI. I think these are very important things that get integrated into planning, so that when we actually then go spend the money, which is later, and Cindy and her team are very fiscally conservative. We've spent a fraction of a % of the budget so far, and we're being very timely on spend. And so we're being very careful on that build up so that we get the planning right.